to all of you who have joined me for this session. Quickly turn on your camera so I know who all are there. Okay. So let me explain to you a little context about this. This was supposed to be for the inner circle. This is something that I planned for a millennial family, but then so many of you have been struggling with Notion, with taking notes and all of it. I decided that why not just share this with all of you, because this is something that has drastically changed the quality of my life. It is, if I can say, an absolute magic potion. But before that, quickly in the chat box, tell me, how do you typically now take notes? If you use Notion, write Notion. If you use a pen and notebook, you mention that. If you have been using Google Keep, what all do you use for your planning, for your note taking? I want to understand what are the systems that you do. What is it that you guys use to make life easier? If there is currently nothing that you are tracking and doing on a regular basis and you want to learn, write that. Nothing yet. Just want a quick understanding of what are the systems that you currently use, and then we will talk about migrating towards this. Okay, notebook, iPhone notes, laptop pages, phone notes. Okay, Anand, you are taking it in a lot of places. Nice. Pen and book, pen and paper, iPad writing, pen and notebook. What about others? If you are not using any form, be honest about it. Tell ki I am not using any form currently. Okay, Poonam does notes on phone and pen. Okay. Superb. So today, actually, this is a two-part series. Today, we are going to work on the part of presentation, the part of Notion, how to take notes, and I will show you some of the amazing things that we have done with Notion and all of this. And tomorrow, we will be working on our presentation. So let me take you through what is the event there. All right. So thank you all for joining in today. It is a pretty short notice class, but I just wanted to do this because this has drastically changed the quality of our life, and we want to do the same for you. So today we are going to talk about the magic potion of Notion, and I actually call it a potion because since the day that I have started using it's become. Now there are three kinds of users that we usually relate to when we talk about productivity, when we talk about technology. There are three kinds of users. Three kinds of users who, like I just asked you to write on your what kind of note taker are you. So all of you can be briefly summarized into three categories. Okay. The first is the mentalist. Now, the mentalist is a person who is taking them mentally, who doesn't really, take it on paper, who doesn't necessarily take it on anywhere. They are like, I have a flow in my mind. They believe that in my mind, I have a tick list and I have a checklist and I can take it on my go. I am doing it in my mind. How many of you are mentalist here, who don't actively keep a note checking and all of it, but they have a plan in their mind? Of course, there's a one category of zeroists who don't plan or don't have any, they go through the flow. And I am one of those sometimes, okay? So the first kind is a mentalist, okay? So in this magic potion, the first, before we understand it, first is a mentalist, okay? The second kind is a journalist. Journalist is who I am. People who try to take, who prefer to take notes on paper. I am very old school, and even presentations, even everything I take as notes. For me, this is like if I don't put my pen on paper, my to-do list, everything is in the form of, text. Everything is what to do. Even say, for example, for today's class, it has all been made into notes. I need to write it that way, okay? Then I'm even when I'm discussing about life, even when I'm talking about, like for example, currently I'm working on the money section in my life. So I like to take it down in paper, pen, and because I am a creative person, it's the values I have, it's just my style. So I am a paper person and I am the biggest, let me tell you, by the way, guys, something here. I am the biggest, I used to be the biggest champion against Notion. Niranjan has been asking me to shift to this for a very long time. Many of my mentors do, people do. But I am like, no, I am a very old school person. I am a person who likes to work on journals, who likes to do it on old school. All this technology and all is too much against this. So, which is why around September last year, me and Niranjan decided to do an experiment. When we upskill, instead of both of us doing the same thing, many technical skills we divide into two. Like you upskill in this, I upskill in this, I will tell you what is going on. I chose around that time ChatGPT had come. I started working more on AI automation, on how to make life simple with AI and all that. Niranjan started working on this tool called Notion to, be able to document better, to be able to do this. And I failed in my experiment because the kind of productivity I got with my hand listed plans, habits, and all of this, planning classes in the form of this, keeping student intake forms, all of this, I did do well. But the amount of work that Niranjan got accomplished, the kind of consistency that he has, the kind of ability to at any point of time tell you what are the things he needs to do, the kind of transparency he has in his life. I have been a convert, and over the last couple of months, this year, I also started working on Notion, and it is a game changer. So quickly in the chat box, tell me what do you do? Well, professionally, what is it that you do? And I will take you to the journey of how you can use Notion to upgrade your 10x level, like your performance automatically increases. I will be showing you some applications of this as well. But quickly tell me what do you do professionally? And let's see how can we use this Notion to change the way you look. Okay, for students, it's absolutely a blessing. Okay, so the second kind, so like let's revise once. The first kind is the mentalist. People who are not really active, taking active notes and doing it, they have some of it in the back of our mind, like our moms. Okay, then there is the journalist who is the old time taking notes on their own. And the third is the tractivist. Okay. The tractivist is a very interesting category. These are the people who get shit done. These are the people who get stuff done because they are actively tracking their life. Even if I am a person who says I don't like planning my life too much, I'm a person who goes with energy, who goes with my flow. Having a plan ready, having a calendar ready gives me direction. There is at no point of time that I'm sitting and thinking what should be my next day. So because I don't know what to do, let me just take a chill pill and let me just go in the Netflix binge zone, because I know what when is my time for activity, when is my time for play, when is my time for connectivity. All of those times have been, and it has given my life a lot of clarity. Okay, remember my favorite cup of tea, clarity. So quickly hydrate, because now I'm going to show you the true power of this before I call on Niranjan. By the way, guys, how many of you thought this effect is amazing? How many of you like this effect? This is, by the way, made in Canva itself. So tomorrow when we do the PPT and any one of you wants to upgrade your PPT game to this level, please join. How many of you want to have PPT game like this? So it's made on Canva, as you can see. So I will be teaching this tomorrow, how to make PPTs like this, stick to this. But apart from this, there's no PPT now going to be there. I just wanted to dazzle you a little bit, because today I'm going to take you towards the practical work. Many of you, most of what we do in our sorry, what most of the work that we do in Soul Flow is very creative, colorful, lot of this. But today you are going to see a very different style. So for all those who are, towards minimalism, who like clean, concise, who are more into white backgrounds and all of, today is going to be a journey for you. How many of you are like those? This was my biggest hesitation when starting Notion actually, okay, because I want to do it. So for example, now Notion, Niranjan will be taking you in detail across different Notions and all, but let me show you the way I use it for my work. For example, we have a millennial family that is going on, like the original call was for them. On Women's Day, they are going to launch their first webinars. So this is how I track their things. So all the sticky notes I keep pasting, whether people have done this, doing it. This is the method I prefer. But let me show you the method that we truly use to chart them. Okay, ready? So this is the task list that I'm going to eventually share with the Millennia family, where instead of manually doing sticky notes, they have a dashboard like this. For example, after Canva tomorrow upskill, they will have to create their first slide. So once they start, they can put up an in progress, the due date is given, the priority is given. If supposedly they are blocked by some task because they are not able to do it, they can put this there. And after they finish it, they can put this done. Okay. And I'll show you one more feature of this. Sorry, 1 minute. So apart from this, I can also use it to give many details on the assignee, what is the issue, if I want to add a subtask, if I want to do it. So rather than sticky notes, it's upgraded to this. So for example, this Notion one, set up Notion board, they have to do till February 29th. If you don't do it, then emails will start coming. Habit trackers you'll be doing, creating notes section here. So for example, right now they are working on competitor research and study. So they'll do this, and they can see from here what is in progress, what is in planning, and even I can see it and I can, expedite the game, that what are you stuck on, why is it not working. How many of you think this is amazing? And this takes almost 15 to 20 minutes to set up. Imagine automating your life this way. You no longer have to subscribe to apps where you can buy and credit, you can use it using this. This is just one of it. Let me show you the next implementation of how I use it. Just give me 1 minute. Yes. So similarly, for their module, for their journey, for example, their branding journey, I have made it, instead of doing it on any LMS, different notebooks, every section that I take, for example, we do brand research. They will have, okay, this is not the one. 1 minute. It is okay. For example, this branding that we worked on, rather than creating forms, rather than creating anything, there is one section right here that they have to do it and doing this, where you all have to just type in there and doing it. Imagine sending such a form to your customers. Rather than selling any form, rather than sending this, you can just put up something like this, a page where all of it is given. So for example, as soon as I take the branding section, they will have to come and take this at the end of the class. This becomes a record of everything that they have and everything they want to do. Rather than doing it in 100 places, like all the chat GPT prompts that you guys put out and there, rather than chat GPT prompts putting everywhere, you can copy paste it in these. So all you have to do is just all of this is how much automated you can get your life in. So ultimately, this all becomes your entire life book. So Niranjan will show you how my version of this whole book is taken to a Notion, and there are paragraphs and all of this written, everything in detail. The advantages of Notion are very clear. It is chat GPT generated. Now we are in an AI generation. We talk to chat GPT a lot. So rather than seeing from the screen, copy pasting here, you are and writing on the notebook, you can copy paste. So how many of you are over like mind blown with the possibility of Notion? Yes? Yes, how many of you are blown away? Remember, I show that Taskade, I show how to make mind maps. That also you can do with Notion, that embedding thing and all. But to be very honest, I am somewhere in your level only, or maybe a step further. I use Notion sparingly. I am still getting a touch onto it. The person who has really upped his game and made this possible, and he has so much clarity. Like, I don't have to ask what is happening exactly at 3 o'clock. A bell will ring, and we know it's time for us to shut our laptops, go down, and all of it. He is somebody excellent at planning, and Niranjan is here to teach you this as well. The first tool he taught all of you was the calendar, which keep all of you in a very, some of you still plan your calendars. The second tool empowerment today is going to do is with this Notion, and please ask him as many questions. Do this session very carefully. We'll share a recording with you. Watch and observe. He is the best in this. So the wizard of Notion is here to bring you with this potion. Please hide Reza and turn on your cameras, otherwise he will not come. You hide your face if they won't turn on their camera.
Thank you so much, Sinceri. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the great introduction. And thank you all for coming in today. I want to see all of your faces. Yes, all of you, please turn on your cameras. Awesome. So it's all of our inner circle, our platinum members. It's all of our Lifecraft members. Super.
There's
So we
Nitya
have
from the Superhumans group also.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see Dr. Smitha is there.
Nitya is also
Nitya is
there.
also
We
there.
are people from a mixed basket.
Mixed basket. Super. So good to see you all. Good morning and welcome to today's session. So what we are about to learn today is potentially going to save you hours of your time. It's going to save you hundreds of notebooks. And more than anything, it is going to save you a lot of headache because you no longer have to keep looking for where did that go, where did this go. You don't have to learn any of that. And now remember, as we learn today, what we are going to be learning is primarily a tool. Now, I'm not going to give you a magic formula that a magic wand that you can magically apply and fix your life like this. I wish I could do that, but that does not happen. What we are going to be essentially learning is a tool, but always remember it is you who's implementing, who's actually using the tool. So the more how efficient can you get out of, can you make this? It all depends upon you. The true potential of Notion is, I mean, yeah, I don't know it, and it's actually really vast, which I'm not expert fully. But what we are about to learn today, I'll tell you, these are the few things where you're going to see a lot of changes. Number one is that when we take notes, what is your typical form of taking notes? You write on your books?
Yeah.
Yes? Many of you write on your books and stuff, right? Notebook, pen, super pen, paper book.
Keep,
now,
Google.
Keep and everything. Has it ever occurred to you that you saw a blogger or YouTuber, someone writing notes from the books they have read and you must have thought like, oh, this is really nice. I want to maintain that as well. Have you ever thought like that? That let me write down these books, let me take the notes.
Are you jabbing at me? Is he jabbing at me?
No. It's I have been there, so I know that, right? And we all know that it is not, you would have thought of it, and it's not really easy as well, especially if you are trying to read multiple books, trying to take notes from multiple workshops, and especially when a lot of you attend a lot of class, it's really difficult to keep track and take note of everything. And secondly, I want to ask you, what is your current form of keeping your task lists and your project planning? Let's say you have something long term that you want to do, or something that you have a weekly to-do list. What is your current format of taking? Do you again use your notepad on pen?
Some of you are at least using this planner that we have sent you in your welcome kits and it's coming. At least you are using this to track. If nothing, I would love to hear someone is using Dexter.
That's our calendar, Dexter. That's our calendar, right? So now here, oh, Surya is in. I thought that Surya is not feeling well.
She joined it.
Okay, thank you so much for joining in, Surya. Take rest if you want, okay? So now here, many of you will be using a combination of maybe, notepad, pen, yes. Some of you will be perhaps using docs, or now that we have learned calendar, some of you might perhaps be using a bit of calendar. Now, one thing here is very obvious. All of these are in 5 different places. Your books are in one place, your notepads are in another place, and then what you store on your laptop is spread all across the place. Docs, Word, Sheets, calendar, it is spread all over the place. Do you agree with me or not? Yes? And what happens?
And also one thing, most of us have such bad handwriting. We only don't need to revisit our notes anyone again. We are like, ho gaya, done, it's there, and the notebook never opens.
That is true. So now here, I haven't booked that. Yeah, I have that. So true, right? See, now one really important thing that I want you to understand is that all of these are tools, right? These tools, none of these tools in themselves are not going to make you more creative or more productive or make you give you more clarity. Tools are tools, and how consciously we use them is really where the magic lies. Now tell me, which of this is easier for you to track and see if you're making consistent progress of? Tracking makes no sense unless you're monitoring it and you're making adjustments. Yes, we can all agree to that. Tracking in itself is a meaningless activity unless you're making inferences out of it and making adjustments along the way. You're tracking your business progress unless you're seeing that something is not working, whether it, and then you look into it and you fix it. That is where the actual magic lies. So tracking again is a way so that we can make solutions later. Now tell me, when you have 5 different things in 5 different places, is it really easy for you to track and make progress over the long term? Or is it easier if everything can be found in one place? 5 and 5 or 5 and 1?
One place.
One place.
And I want to add here something, a very important point that Niranjan said is tracking. That's why I use the word tractivist, because tracking, you have to take an activity behind that also.
Okay.
For example, you are saying, I am not losing weight, I'm tracking every day my meals also. It doesn't matter you tracking, it matters that at the end of the day, you introspect and see where the calories were more. Can I change this? This food did not work on it. And that is when that activity becomes there.
True,
For
absolutely.
example, you make to-do list every day, that's cool. But have you sat back and thought of time that,
Am I actually making progress with this thing, or should I need to change the strategy a little?
yeah, what are the tasks that are currently every time I'm failing to do? Why am I failing to do this? What are the things that are currently pending?
We'll talk more in depth about to-do list, but in order for you to truly stay true to your to-do list, you should not keep adding new things unless you complete what you already mentioned.
200%.
Right? What we often do, we write a to-do list for now, we forget it 2 days later. Then again, we prepare a fresh one. And then we think this is a very, this is very strenuous activity and we leave it. We'll go more about to-do list in a while.
One wow moment for you, all of you, should be this itself, that it is not just data you put out there or data you are tracking. You also have to take insights out of it.
Correct.
And which is why out of notebooks, when we have, it's very difficult to take insights in traditional notebooks. So today we'll be teaching you for insights as well. Okay.
Okay. So here, really remember that when you are taking insights, when you're making progress, 5 in one place or 10 or how much ever data that you're tracking, it all has to be in a place where you can find it uh, clearly and take action. And this is the first and biggest advantage of using Notion. Now, here, you don't, all the notes that you're taking out of these classes, you might perhaps be writing it in a notebook. All the notes that you're taking it in these classes, all the notes that you're taking from other workshops. And later on, many of you are already doing a lot of meetings. Some of you later on are going to reach a stage, or we are going to help you reach a stage where you're going to be doing a lot of client meetings about all the information that you take from client. Are you going to maintain one book for a different client, or are you going to, what will you do when you have 10 clients with 10 different needs? How are you going to track them and see that if we are actually helping them in their progress? So many of you, as you take a lot of client calls, it becomes easier for you to track in this way. And another really, when you are planning your tasks, your to-do list and everything, rather than using any other external app, you can switch all of that to Notion. So as we learn,
one more function also, it's like a journal you can carry everywhere. because you can't carry your notebook everywhere, and you know there
Correct.
will be
That is
there
the
will be different notebooks, one for this you are keeping, one for that. But Notion, so for example, I sometimes go in a restaurant and we have 10 minutes of time. I don't know what to write. Like I am like, I have not bought my notebook. I wish I had a break. I had a this, but Niranjan is like, I have my phone, so
I can always correct. It's actually very easy. I don't have to carry 5 different books or and everything. And you know that just makes life so much more easier. Now, as we learn, here I want you to get familiar with 3 different terms here, okay? So the first term that we're going to be learning and we're going to be using a lot is pages. The very first term is pages. The second thing, and what is pages? When we are, I'll explain in detail what pages and everything, all of this is. First is pages. Second, really important thing that term that we'll be using a lot is going to be database. Third is templates. Let's understand in depth what each of these means. First, number one is pages. How many of you here have used docs, Word, anything like that to take notes? Yes, say I if you use docs, no, docs, Word, anything like that. Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, anything like that if you have used. Yes, all of you have, right? Or yes, or almost all of you at some point have used some form of docs. So now here, let's say I'm creating anything like, you know, I'm using anything like WordPad or docs or, you know, or anything, or even sheets or anything like that. If I'm using any of these document files, this is basically going to be one file, correct? As I create a document, you can consider if I had to put a real world analogy into it. I am writing this and I'm giving this a name, diet chart. Okay. Now, this you can consider this, you can think of this as equivalent to a book where you're taking in, where it's exclusively about diets. Correct? Yes. If you're please every stage answer Y, comment in Y or N to know that if you are able to understand. Okay. So this can be equivalent to a book that I'm keeping exclusively for diet. Yes. So now here, if I want to maintain this, I can think of this as one page is going to be my diet chart for December. Next month is going to be my diet chart for January. Next month is going to be, then if I add another new page, it's going to be another diet chart for each month. And each of those pages are going to mean different things, correct? So each of these are different pages. Each of these are different pages in one document. Yes, I have a file. Out of those, each of those pages means one particular month of my diet. This you can think of as an equivalent to a Word file. So now here, in Notion, one really important thing to understand is that I can create a page. I can create a page like other things, but I can not only create a page, I also have the option of creating pages inside pages. And inside this, I can keep adding more and more books. So if I have to explain any function about Notion, this is the very first thing that you have to understand is that you can think of Notion like the movie Inception. How many of you seen the movie Inception? Yes? Anyone who's seen the movie? Anyone who's not seen the movie Inception? Okay, so those of you who are not familiar with Inception, basically, The movie Inception is about the concept of having a dream inside of a dream and a dream inside of that dream. So like that you can go inside layers for up to 9 to 10 different layers. It's a really crazy movie, mind blowing, and you can see that. But see, the concept of something, a document inside a document, is a revolution that was brought by Notion. Otherwise, until now, you created a document on a Word, you made a diagram, and inside that you have no option of adding another document inside that, creating subsequently. You can make another one. Okay. So let's now try and create. Let's now try and implement this and see how this is going to work out. So the very first thing is I want you all to open Notion. So I hope all of you here are with your laptop. So go to Chrome and open Notion. So let's go. I already have signed in, but it's actually very easy to sign in. If not, you can even use it from your phone as well. The Notion, the all-in-one workspace. You shared the link? Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So right now you will not be having this an interface like this. But and if I log out, I don't know. I might forget my passwords. So I'm not logging out. But basically, I want all of you to log into Notion. So comment in yes if you are logged in. Amongst your favorite movies, is it? All of you first log into Notion. Sign up in Notion. You can log in using your Google. You can log in using that. I don't want to take the risk of logging out. I'm not sure about this.
So guys, when you log in, no, there will be an option of a free plan and a subscription plan for team. Please select only the free plan and go forward for now. We have been using the free plan for so long, it's sufficient. Don't buy the purchase, okay?
There is no need of a purchase unless you have a huge team you want to manage and with multiple, you want to handle multiple workspaces. But I personally don't find the need for that.
Like currently, me and Niranjan both are using, and Surya is also being shared. So for this now, don't buy this. Just go for the free model.
Go for it. Go for the free model. Right. So commenting in after all of you have signed in.
1 minute, I will show you.
Yeah. You can.
So today we are going to do the desktop version. There is once you fix everything on your laptop, everything is there. You can access it through phone, which Niranjan will show you also. So this will where it will come a sheet screen like this will come when you click on Notion. Click on this. Get
Notion free. Super cool. Thank you so much, Ansari.
Okay, sign up with your email ID. And you will have a screen like this.
For personal use, for my team, for school, okay. For personal use.
So for you currently, because right now Niranjan is going to teach you to track your personal rather than your business, sending out forms or client team integration, you can choose personal use. Okay, and then you will come to a screen like this. Okay, getting started.
Yeah. Super cool.
Please comment in done after you reach this screen at least.
You created a new Notion account now.
Yeah. This is my personal ID.
Okay, done. All of you done. It's as simple as this. Super. Thank you so much, Sansari. So now here, the first thing that we are going to be learning. Yeah. So now that we have this, you will be able to see an option called add page. Like you will be able to see a plus sign here, add a page, or at the bottom left, you will see an option for adding page, new page. You will see multiple places where you can keep adding new page because Notion is all about adding pages. Yes. Are you all able to spot a page? So I can just click on any of these options for a.
I will show from the new Niranjan, but share it. I'll share it when it's new. I will share it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is that option, right? Below your columns, all of those, there will be an option of add a page. You see this? Or here, new page. So say click this. Yes.
That's it. So
Smitaji got a different screen, she said.
different screen. I got a different screen. Can you send a screenshot? Where you can send on here. Anyways, so now you all would have seen something like this. Yes. Are you able to see this, Mitaji? Are you able to see this kind of a screen? So right now you use the laptop version because since I'm taking it from the class from the laptop, I prefer use the laptop version. Phone also you have the same kind of features, but then again, you might struggle to find the same buttons that I'm telling because the placement, the layout is going to be a little different. But basic functionality is going to be the same. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. So now here, shall I move forward? Yeah. So now here, this you can think of this as a page where you are, let's say right now you want to take notes of this class, Notion class by Soulflow. Notion class by Soulflow, right? Now here, I also want to add a date just so that I know that I don't forget 21 to 24. Okay. Now I have tap on enter. You'll be seeing something like this. Done? Yes. So now here, after adding the heading, what is the most intuitive and natural thing to do on a note-taking app? Is it to prepare checklists? Is it to prepare bullet dots? Is it to write, a neatly formatted words? What is the most natural thing to come? It is to just type, right? The most intuitive and natural thing to do on a note-taking app is to take simple notes. So you can start by just typing something. So I will write, I am so grateful to be part of this session. I love my ability to keep growing and raising myself. Okay, you can keep writing notes and anything like this. Now, as much as you want, you can keep writing. So any notes that you would typically write in a book, you can simply create a page, add a heading, and keep writing over this. Is this clear? Yes. Comment in yes if you have understood this so far, this functionality. Okay. This is ready. Yes. So now the same thing. As I write, what would you want to do after that? You would want to perhaps add headings, subheadings. You would want to do all of that to your notes naturally. So let's say I am in this class itself. You want to write notes on wow moments, correct? You might want to write wow moments and things to do. These are typically I'm just giving you an example of two kinds of headings that you might typically want to put. Okay. If we were to write in a traditional book, what would we do? We would add it, we would probably write it to the bold head or underline it. Those are things that we would do, correct? So I can do the same thing on this as well. I just need to click, drag it, and then immediately you will see this option called bolding. If I were to do it, see, just enter the B and it's become bold. Just coming closer to the screen so you can see. Hey, is this being recorded? Yeah. Bold. Okay, got it. Now I can also make it italic. Yeah. Now I can make it italic. Okay. And I can also, another thing that I can do onto this is underline. If I don't like this, I can strike through. I can add something, I can probably attach links, or I can do anything. I can even change the color to orange. If you want to take notes like Sanchari, make colorful notes rather than dull black and white notes like mine, then you can use a lot of these color combinations. Okay. Are you all able to get all of this so far? Yes. So I will, for a while, I'll just set this to default itself. I'll just set this to default and I can do this. So now these are the basic things I can do with the text. I can keep adding, I can keep bringing these changes onto it. But there is a way I can add. Now, what if you want to add different headings at different heights? So now, if you were to take down the notes neatly in a way that is clearly legible, what is the way you would do? The main heading will be the biggest. Yes. Below that, let's say there are 3 chapters. Each of those could form smaller headings. Then below that, there could be sub chapters. And then there might be notes that you particularly want to bolden and highlight. Correct? These are the ways that you would want to typically take notes. Yes. So, okay. So let's say you want to take notes like, yeah, I'll show the example of the soul book. So here I have a heading, I have a big heading, I have subheadings. Inside these headings, there are smaller headings. See, now if you want, and then in these sentences, see, immediately I'm seeing the headings with the bigger font, size font, and in this itself, here I'm able to bolden what I want. So you want to neatly format it. You want a neatly formatted notes. So now here, as I write, instead of simply typing in, okay, instead of typing in, what we can do is, I'm going to instead tap on the plus sign here. Do you all see the plus sign on towards the left? Yes. If you're not seeing the plus sign, simply press enter and you will be able to see a plus sign towards the left. Okay. Comment in plus in the chat box if you're all able to see the plus sign. It's very important. This plus sign you're all able to spot. Okay. Not able to. So what exactly is the issue? You tap enter, you press enter, then move your mouse towards the left and you should see. Is Notion different in MacBook or something? No, right?
I am using Mac only.
Mac only, no, yeah, now you're able to find, yes, got it. Superb. So yeah, you hover your mouse towards the left, you will see this plus. You will also see these 6 dots. Ignore that, just move towards the plus sign towards the left, okay? Now that I have this, I can tap on plus here. See, just click on that plus. Now I have the option of adding different things to it. We are now going to explore each of these different as elements that we can add into this. But first, let's add what we already spoke about, heading. So if I want a heading, big heading, I enter heading 1, right? So here I'm adding the heading chapter 1. Are you all able to add a big heading here? Yes. Now again plus enter. See, now under this chapter 1, I can add an intro if I want. This is the introductory chapter. Read this portion, miss this portion at your own peril. Okay. Anything I want, I can anything I want, I can add into this. So now here I have added a heading. I can add text below. I can add text below it. Now here I can enter plus again. Let's try out heading number 2. What is heading number 2? Heading 2 is going to form a smaller heading. See, heading 2 is going to form a smaller heading. Heading 2 makes a smaller heading. See, now below each heading, I can add different as much text as I want below it. Again, press enter, go to the plus sign, and then enter heading 3. See, now this forms a heading for the small section heading, smallest heading. And here I can enter the text again. Heading 3 forms the smallest heading. In fact, as we are writing this, you all can take the same note. So it becomes 2 in 1. You learn the features. You also learn to take down, the notes. Heading 1 forms the biggest heading. See, now why is this important? We waste a lot of time trying to neatly format our notes. If I'm if I'm writing in a book, or if I were to write in even any traditional note-taking app, I will have to change and select it, make it bold, and then manually change the font size. Or if I'm here, I have to look for 10 different markers. I'll have to do all that jazz. I'll have to do all that. Here in a simple click, I have already created the headings. I can create subheadings, and I can quickly keep going. So my flow is never broken. As I'm doing something, the flow is really important. Right? You don't want to be interrupted by unimportant things. It's as you're working consistently with focus towards something, any thought or any energy, direction, then something that, any friction that forms in between you versus the task, it breaks away your flow. A simple example is almost everyone here sits for online classes or takes online classes. We are coming here, we are coming to take the class here. And then imagine it's all dirty. Before sitting, I have to first clean up everything. But I have to clean everything. I have to take down the books and take all that note. But on the other hand, if I could just directly sit and take, wouldn't it be just easier? And that's the same thing that happens. As you're writing, always remember, speed matters more than anything else in these cases. Sanchari writes beautiful notes, but she thinks in that flow as well. If in between note taking, yes, your thought immediately goes into things like, okay, now how can I beautify it? Okay, now how can I neatly format it? It is going to slow you down. Agree? Yes. Yes, exactly. So now if I want to keep entering, if I want to keep adding this, I can keep entering, I can keep, so if I want to add extra spaces, see, enter, press enter 2 times. For more spaces, correct? The more I press enter, the more it comes. Now all of these things that I can do here. So we are clear with heading, we are clear with text, we are clear with subheadings. Are you ready to now move on to the next? Yes, ready? If you have all understood clearly, comment in ready and move on to the next portion. Ready. Thank you, Nitya. How about others? Ready. Beautiful. You guys, all of you are really, really smart. Okay. So now here, I can again press on plus sign and instead of headings and text, I want to take a bullet point. So I enter, I press bullet. See? And press bullet after plus sign for bullet points. Got it? Are you all able to get a bullet point? Press enter again. See? Press enter for to continue bullet point. Again, I press enter. This will keep coming. So now here, I want you to understand that as I write, as I let's say decide to make a bullet point, Notion is intelligent enough to understand that I would want to add more bullet points into this. So fortunately, we don't have to keep entering plus sign bullet point for every single line. The feature enables that once I enter a bullet point, did you see that you pressed enter? Automatically what followed was a bullet point. It did not come as a heading. It did not come as a regular text. Yes. And this will continue for as long as I keep pressing enter. As long as I keep pressing enter. Even if I don't type anything, this is going to come as a bullet list. Okay. I can press on backspace and it's deleted. So each of these texts, you are adding it as a different entity altogether. Bullet point is an entity that you're just adding into it. Okay. So we'll have a short break by 12. So by then you would all have been for an hour, and it's always wise to take a short break after every 1 hour. Pomodoro. So here I press enter, this keeps coming. Okay. Now, instead of a bullet point, I tap on plus sign and then I can create a numbered list. See, press number for numbered list. See, I press enter, automatically what comes is 2. So I don't have to again manually enter 2 and take the thing. 0.2. See, automatically I just press enter, this comes 3. Now if you simply press backspace, that's when this deletes and you have this option of then again adding something else. But you see the advantage here. You can take a bullet point, below the bullet point, then you can keep adding numbers onto it. Are you all able to follow so far? Yes, easy to understand. Yes, easy. Are you seeing how this is already going to make your life easier and note taking easier? Yes. Now, let me show you another hack. Okay. If I had to always enter, if I had to keep alternating between bullet points versus numbers or things like that, and every time for me to enter plus is becomes a little inconvenient, I can simply and press hyphen. Okay. Press hyphen and then enter. Press only to press hyphen and then press a space. This automatically became a bullet point. Press hyphen followed by space. This automatically became a bullet point. See? Now I don't even have to enter plus and put the points. Yes, let's try that again. Hyphen space. See? That's it. I get bullet point and I can keep pressing enter and I can keep creating more bullet points. Or I can press on a number dot. Okay, let's put any number here. I'll put 1 dot space. Then 1 dot space. So this became a 0.1. Then press enter, automatically 0.2 is coming. See? Now for numbered list as well, I don't have to keep pressing plus and entering. Are you all getting this? See, basically, there are keyboard shortcuts that you can learn and you can understand, so that this your typing becomes much more faster. So this becomes very intuitive. If I want to take a bullet point, if I'm writing and I'm suddenly, I'm taking point by point, I don't have to enter the plus, I just can enter the hyphen and space, it automatically comes. If I want to take down numbers, I can simply press on a number. See, this is very important. This format is very important. Dot and a space. Then this becomes number 1. This becomes number 2. This becomes number 3, and so on. And only if I just, delete this by pressing backspace, that's when this goes back to its default text taking mode. Are you with me so far? Yes. Is any part of this not clear? Easy? Yes. Super. So I want you all to hydrate and let's take a short break. But don't leave yet. Just take a short break. And Sanchari will tell you.
Yes. So today, I want to hear, how do you guys feel? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel empowered now? Can you think of the possibilities? Can you think of how much, where are you going to apply this? I want to know, because the tool, like he said, Niranjan, he's just giving you a tool. It's up to you how you use. The same hammer that a person can use to hit on someone's head, that same hammer somebody can use to, build a beautiful statue. Somebody can build a machine. What are you going to do with this tool? I want you to quickly tell me in the chat box. What are you going to do with this tool? How do you take it further? Because I can tell you, me and Niranjan using Notion have saved us 5 years of time almost. And we have accelerated our 2024 growth to almost 70%. And I know this with facts because we monitor our facts. We have insights so that, we can see and we can do that. Combine notes of different online sessions I attend. Beautiful, yes. So you can do it date-wise. So Nitya, you must have noticed we also had a swastik column entire there. So each of our mastermind ones we do it day-wise. What did we learn? And then a different column on action steps and then set a timer to it. planning for my project task. Absolutely, Ananya. Now that you're opening your podcast, now that you're doing it, I will do it.
Write the podcast scripts in different.
I want to hear from the Millennial family and the Lifecraft people. How are you going to do this? Snigdha, you have been part of Lifecraft. In fact, I was very happy that when we did the one-to-one meeting, you came on your list of problems on the Notion itself. I want to hear from the Lifecraft people. What are you going to apply in it? Saving resources, manage content. Yes, Najiba. So, like you saw, like I showed you, for the millennial family, we actually have organized different sections they can do. We are planning a similar thing for the new Lifecraft batch also. So they, giving them separate calendars to do. So we are always in touch with them. Lovely, Ramya. What about you, Poonam? Debani was here. All you millennial people, how are you going to use this? Because I showed you that template. Don't worry. When we, in the next part of this tomorrow, Friday, you have a doubt session with me. So we will be working in it. I'll show you how in detail in this. We are doing the same for Lifecraft now, but I'll show you for millennial family. So each one of you, all of you, we have got your pages different for this. Okay, so here is your different pages. All of you, we keep track of you through this. Okay, then, for example, the soul book journey, the dharma that we have taken, all of this. Look at this, the target audience. This is the kind of research we do for your programs, the course, and we put it all in one place itself. So look at this now. Every time we have a class, I'm just going to ask you to go and fill this form. So whatever you learn from ChatGPT as doing it, you can just put it. And anytime anybody asks, what is your brand about? You hire an agency, you hire doing it, you can share this.
How we can keep improving our workshops also in a separate session.
Yeah, we have takeaways from workshops we've taken and how they have gone. All of those we have done. So look at this. So student case studies is one, Lifecraft, all of the people's information. There are other sheets I'm not able to find here. 1 minute. Course planning, course curriculum, scaling, all of this is given here. So that is the scope of what we can do. Yeah, you can show that. Okay. So why do we do that? Why are we, able to do this and this kind of efficiency that we have approached, we're doing it? It is because I'm going to drop a very fancy term in front of you people, but it's this term that has been talked a lot in the circles we are. It is conscious entrepreneurship. Conscious entrepreneurship is the way when you believe that it is no longer about hitting the figures, getting money, getting there, but it is about creating a legacy. It is about devoting your time, energy into helping others, and in return, getting a lot of abundance in this. And that is what we believe and we are getting. Now, to do this, we need to save a lot, we need to have a lot of time. So, as conscious entrepreneurs, we are very conscious about the time we put in. And if there is one life raft, one small thing we can do to expedite our speed, we do it because we want to get more time to help in order to give more, in order to serve more. So, the strategies that we did is a 9 form method that I'm just going to show you in a minute, which we do as a conscious entrepreneur, from small chances, changes and decisions we make every day to all the way to, building how our company will look like, how our life is going to be like in 10 years, what kind of success do we envision, all of that we have been doing. So conscious entrepreneurship means conscious decisions to take. And one conscious decision that me and Niranjan took this year especially is we are going to use as much technology as we can, no matter how much scared we are. Niranjan is a Luddite, which is a word for somebody who's not very technologically aware or loves it, a little bit of technologically challenged. I am okay with it because I'm an engineer, but I am old school. But we saw the advantages of doing it. In fact, so much that an entire coaching program from 0 day when you are, don't even have an idea where to start from to, when you have a legacy, when you have written your book, you're doing your art exhibition, you're doing it. This can be accelerated in 3 months. Now, if you don't believe me, there are millennial people here who started on Valentine's Day 14th. We had started this journey on how to do their first webinars, how to input on their first social profiles on Women's Day, which is coming up. And in this entire, just these 10 days, they have done remarkable work and taken steps close. So I know for a fact that don't be scared of technology, embrace technology, which is why these 2 days we are doing this tech upskill for you. Was this pep talk good enough for you? Do you feel confident about using technology now? Yes? We are living in a fantastic time when AI has just come. It has just come in. It is not yet the robotic kill phase when it tries to kill humans. It is in the we are in the phase where we can take the best, automating as much as we go along using the tools. Okay, because if you stay averse from technology, if you are not implementing this, we are like, let's go on school. It's like saying, I know there's a better way, but I would rather do it the slow way. I would rather go by train than flight, even though I know I'm in a hurry to reach somewhere. And that's not what we are. We are conscious entrepreneurs, we are conscious legacy creators who genuinely want to build something and get in there. So we will take better decisions. Give me just 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to show you what else can you do in this technology space. Notion is one that we are discovering today. Then we also have for you the Canva class that is tomorrow, where I'm going to take more Canva classes. And over this year, we are going to do a lot more on AI, like even using AI to automate our diets, to automate our lifestyle. It's going there. I know the sound of technology and this running is a huge thing, but that's exactly the problem we are trying to solve. How to be spiritual, how to be mindful, yet how to take a good pace to our pace. So tech should be our enabler, not our disabler, right? So we decided in our this year when we started this, we decided there are 9 steps that you need to take to accelerate this journey, 9 steps to conscious entrepreneurship, conscious legacy creation. The first is your personal identity, which most of you have been doing in our classes, our skills, our values, who are we built of, what kind of systems, even the preference. Some people might like this laptop system of taking notes, some people might like the old school system, is based on who you are. And you need to monetize and you need to leverage that. If you are a person who feels this online note taking is not working for me, it is too much there, maybe a better school or form is there, do that. But experiment and see what is your dharma. The second part of this is the ritual resetting part. The ritual resetting part is when you build your lifestyle around this as entrepreneurs, conscious millionaires, conscious legacy creators. You build out a lifestyle that is in true accordance with what you want to be. And then comes the wisdom tech fusion, which is the part of what we are starting today. Wisdom tech fusion is not only the beauty of being able to generate presentations like this, it is being able to use technology to evolve into a conscious entrepreneur. The formula is very simple. Use tech to free your time, grow better at what you do, use time in learning, become better at what you do, and offer exceptional service. The only key to generating a lot of profits with your passion is to grow in what you're good at. So once you discover what you're good at, get tech to do help you there. This save your money, hassles of going to an agency, hiring, do this. You can really free up. It can at least in our webinars, I've told you, we can at least save up the time of 10 employees with a good grasp on ChatGPT AI and all of this, and accelerate your legacy by 5 years. You can do this. It's even if some of you who are in like, I don't have the time, I'm starting out late, then it's even more time for you to go this journey. You don't have to push it forward. You don't have to take a large step towards it. You just need to take these 9 steps in order. Because after that, you work on your dream, you build your online profile so strong, so authentic, you are never afraid to put a post out again there. And then when you offer such good value, such service, sales comes to you. You don't go to sales. People ask you, what more can I learn from you? Right? Like, offer value. You know that this is for value and you would want to be there. So for those who find value in this, who want to go on this journey, we have a 3-month accelerated journey. I'm not going to sell the program here. This is not a pitch. I just want to get you to fall in love with automation. But I want to tell you, for those who want to join this journey, this Lifecraft phase 1, we are starting on this Sunday. The orientation has happened, but we can take it. It's on Saturday. We are starting on Saturday. So if any one of you wants to take this accelerated journey, become conscious entrepreneurs, given more to service, given more to what you do and get the abundance, this is a time for you. We are excited. This entire technology class that we are taking in 2 days today, this is for the existing LifeCraft batch. But the new batch, again, we are going to do it for a whole 2 weeks where you are going to get worksheets, you're going to get assistance, you're going to get, doubts solved about how to build this entire journey. So in case anyone is interested, please drop your name here. I'll call you out and I'll call you and I'll let you know if you're a fit for the program. Okay. Super. So good break, good done this. Let's call back Niranjan. Are we there? But turn on your cameras. I don't think Niranjan will be coming if you don't turn on the cameras off. He feels insecure if you don't turn on camera. If he feels he's talking to Autobots. Quickly turn on your cameras. By the way, one of the tools for, because we are talking about entrepreneurship and taking your journey further, one with Notion, if it is there, the next tool that I strongly recommend is something called the Taskade, which helps you make mind maps. I'll show you what a mind map is. So mind map is essentially better, like a more concise form of a PPT. We will be taking classes for in LifeCraft about it. So you can, like, this is a course curriculum that we have for LifeCraft. So for example, the first class is going to be 1,000 success and self-help books we do. So all the steps to it. Then discovering your dharma. Then the soul book filling. So all of this we are going to be working on you slowly on each category. But look at this, the way we organize it. So you can also see it as a list. You can see it as a board. You can even map it on your calendar if you want. You can put it in an action board or a mind map. How many of yours minds are blown? Comment in MB. And how many of you want to learn this? So when you come into the inner circle, when you join the inner circle, in the inner circle, I don't do PPTs. I just show PPTs to make things attractive for you. For all of them, it is in this format. We do these format. How many of you want to learn this? Super. So drop me a message if you are in for this LifeCraft journey and I will chat with you, since I know most of you. It's going to be very easy to tell me whether this fit is for you or not. Drop your name and I'll reach out to you. How many of you are in? I'll reach out to you. Cool. Super. Now I need to hydrate myself. See you.
Okay, let's go. So, are you all ready for phase 2? Have fallen out of your hands. Okay, so let's go. Now we have learned to, so far let's revise everything that we have learned. We have learned about creating our Notion account. We've learned to create a page. Right, we made the equivalent of a document on Notion. And within this document, we learned how to add headings, subheadings, bullet points, and numbers. Okay, in short, we have learned so far. Now, I want to take down notes and I want to present it in a way that it's neatly organized. You know, there is the like the wow moments are in a bullet points, things to do are in a really clean numbered list. Like I want to do all of that. Then accordingly, you just modify and change whatever you want to do. Notion allows this feature where if after right now I've created this wow moments and things to do. Okay, and this is in the format. This is, I have created this as a, I have created this as a regular text. I don't have to delete it to change it. I can simply press on it, enter, and then I have the option of turning this into headings if I want. See, I just enter, I just click and drag, click on this 6 dots towards the left, and immediately an option called turn into comes. Now, how is this going to be helpful for me? Okay, let's say I'm writing, I learned the basics of Notion. And then I'm just entering this. I'm just entering this. Let's say I forgot to add the bulleted list, or I'm just entering it this way. I learned the basics of Notion, and I learned about various tools I learned to create a heading, etc., etc. I want to write. Right now, you would have written all of this as different sentences. And let's say I want to number it neatly. Okay, I want to number it neatly. I can simply click on these 6 dots towards the left, and I can turn them into a numbered list. See, what would have been your alternative? You would have to enter 1, 2. This would have been your alternative, correct? Now imagine you wrote a 50 points. Are you going to keep manually typing 1, 2, 3, 50 when you already have made the sentences? What are you going to do? So a lot of time, and this happens when we are in a workshop. Okay, let's consider this workshop for example. You are taking information as you process. You're taking information as you hear it, not really as you process it. The way that you're really going to process the information comes when you look back into it and then you really think through it clearly and start applying. That is when you start processing this information. Have you understood the difference between hearing versus processing? I can hear from this ear and let it go out of that ear. But if I really have to process it and apply it, then that means then that is when I will have clarity on how really I should probably, arrange it, how neatly I should take it. For example, here, so all the notes that I'm learning by being a part of Swastik's Mastermind, how many of you here are from Superhumans? SH Superhuman.
And when you write your notes in such a nice way, you feel like
revisiting it again. So anything that I want to take, like, so anything that I want to take, if I, during the time of the class or the session, whatever I'm holding, I will not be able to format it neatly. I will just be typing really quickly. Then later I will go back into it, and if I want to modify it clearly to headings, subheadings, and everything, that is when really Notion shines, because the same sentences that I've written, I can drag them and turn them into numbers. I can turn them into bullet list if I want to. The same heading that I want, I can turn them, the option of turning it into a bigger heading or a smaller heading. You see the beauty? And not just this, I also have the option of selecting. See, click on this left. I want you to move your mouse towards the left side. Click on the 6 dots. You will see a hand option. You will see a pan option. See, you see this? Show your hand like this. If you are seeing this pan option, show your hand like this. Seeing this pan option. Yes, turn on your cameras, please. Debani, Abhikash, Aditya, Sheetal, all of you, Dr. Smita, Shweta, Naina. Yes, yes, this is your. So now you are able to see this pan option. The beauty is I can simply click on this pan option and I can drag it to whatever positions I want. So after I take notes and I realize that, okay, this probably, so especially this is useful if you're creating a program for a course. You're creating a course curriculum. So you're creating a course curriculum, and right now I'm just typing this, okay? So you can type with me, course curriculum. Okay, enter course curriculum and just type it as a regular text. Press enter. First, give introduction. Let's take down just some notes.
By the way, no, I want to share one hack that I use the most. Niranjan doesn't use so much because he's hardworking.
Okay, show me
Course
that.
curriculum on. Supposedly, I want something on website designing for yoga instructors. Just a very random thing I'm doing.
Hmm.
I will select this and immediately it will come and AI menu will come into
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Ask AI or
Yes,
do
that
it.
is
So
the-
I can ask AI
I wanted to add that next, but it's really cool. It's super good stuff.
to put it out there and tell me put it out there. Okay. So I can keep on adding it, improve writing. So instead of going to chat GPT and all, I can tell it to do it, expand the curriculum for a 1 week bootcamp.
This can be AI enabled.
How many of your minds are blown?
Automatically. Now I don't even have to shift to ChatGPT and Notion. It's all there.
So I have it here. Now any edits I want to make, I can make it here. For example, I don't like this name of this. I can ask it, change tone, mode friendly.
Welcome to the fun world.
How many of your minds are blown? Comment in MB. And for those who are voice speakers who are like, I can't type so much, I will show you the solution at the very end of the workshop. Then stay there, I'll show you how can you voice convert into making motion into this.
Pretty cool stuff, right? You can now convert this with AI. So let's say now you're taking these notes. Let's say you're now taking these notes manually itself. So you have a course curriculum and you want to give like, you want to add something like a member introduction. Member introduction. Following the member introduction, there is going to be a session on speaking and just adding random things, okay? And in speaking, there is going to be
Body language.
in this thing, yeah. Under speaking, you're going to add the heading of body language. And in this body, and then there is the voice tone. And then after that, you're adding this on sales. And then following that, you're doing then you're moving on to next session where you're talking about branding. And in branding, you're talking about finding your niche, you're finding your why, you're finding your colors. Okay. Now this is just a sample of things, and then there is the fun extra. So you also want to add fun activities. You want to add fun activities like a breakout room. You want to add yeah, you want to add a you want to add a task board. Okay. Now, right now, I have just randomly written all of this. If I want to format this, I can simply select on each one and then turn them into whatever I want. So I already have this. If I simply select this, you will see automatically there is an option here. See, text, you simply turn that into a big heading. Then here this member introduction, I turn that into small heading. Now each of these are different parts of it. I simply select them and then I turn that into numbered list. And like Sanchari said, we can also add the AI applications into it. You can add the improve writing and you can keep on, this. I will not be going deep into it because then this will require me talking in detail about ChatGPT and everything. But if you are familiar with AI tools, you can keep adding, you can continue to add more and more prompts and you can develop over it. So these kind of features are really, really cool. So now the same thing. I'm now changing that to another heading. Then this, let's say I want to turn this into a bulleted list. I can do that. I can also turn all of these into a, okay, to-do list, a checklist, if that's what you want. See, each one I do. So as you were planning, now as we were planning our Lonavala meet, how many of you here were part of the Lonavala meet, Lonavala retreat? Yes. How many of you are here part of a Lonavala retreat? Yes, the Spoonam was for part of the Lonavala retreat, right? Okay, Maitri could have come, but you missed it. Debani was also there, yes. Surya was also there, yeah. So yeah, actually there is a, like some members have not come now. Chitra has not come. Ritika has also not come. Okay, see here. Now I have this Lonavala retreat. And as I was planning this, we went through multiple iterations. We started by first writing everything, then we made modules, bullet points, and then out of those, many of those we also created with ChatGPT. Then of all the final things that we have to do, we made a checklist of this. And like everything, in fact, everything to be done on each day. For December 24th, we needed the train ticket, we needed the personal gifts, we needed the brochures, and then on 25th, we needed to get the participants number. So we needed to everything from the coffee counter to every single thing to the number of lemons that we needed. Everything we wrote down here. And as and when we purchased or we made the necessary arrangements, I ticked it off. See? So now, as I want to, so now imagine in one place, you're holding a workshop, we are holding an event in one place. You can not only plan it, you can neatly format it, you can improve over it with AI, you can turn them into a checklist. The same things that you have written, you don't even have to type again. You can turn them into a checklist and you can use that to keep track of your things. How many of you think this is truly, truly empowering? That everything that all the possibilities that you've learned so far. How do you make the checklist? Okay. In order for me to make the checklist, please keep asking questions. Yeah. Can you give some water, please? In order for me to create a checklist, I have two options. Option number one is I can enter the plus sign and then I can create a to-do list. See? So as I write, so I'll just add a list of random stuff here. Okay, so let's say I want to create a things to do. Let's say I want to create a things to do after a workshop. Okay. So I first things to do. I turn that into a heading. And in this heading, I can simply press on enter to-do list and I can write practice Notion, watch YouTube, watch other YouTube tutorials, transfer physical notes to digital. Okay. I'm just creating a random list of things that you might probably want to do after this class. I can create it like this. And then as and when I do, I can simply tick it off and I know that I have made the most out of the workshops. See? So as you learn these tools, also think about ways that you're going to apply. Yes. These tools in themselves, like I said, these are just tools. You're going to have to understand ways you want to apply. And we will cover many different forms of application. But right now, I want you to tell me, with all of these options that you've learned so far, where really are you going to apply? With all the tools and features that we've learned so far, where are you going to apply this in your life? Give one instance where you're going to apply. Content creation. Yes, Cynthia is going to use that for content creation. So you can create a checklist of content things to do, right? Content creation page, and in that you can add different headings. So you can add one heading for Monday, this is the content, uses the content. You can keep adding checklist or things to do. Many of you might want to keep you can keep a journal of things to do, right? Grocery shopping, cooking, right? Exercise, work, meetings, everything you can add. You can keep a checklist digitally instead of physical. Daily scheduling, kids checklist. Exactly. Avneet is going to make the most out of it. Structuring the offering. Super cool. User brainstorm ideas. Exactly. Okay, so now you're going to we are as we go more deeper into it, you're going to see how much more you are going to be using this. So everything that I have created in one single page. Okay. You can think of this as equivalent. You can think of this as equivalent to one journal. Okay. Now I'm a regular participant of Soulflow's classes. Okay. Now, for a regular participant of Soulflow classes, chances are that they will be keeping a book specially for Soulflow notes. Now you can think of this one page that I have created as equivalent to that one book. If I create one page in Notion and name it, by the way, you can rename this by simply entering it and renaming it. Okay, you can enter it and rename it. So you can name it Soulflow Notes, and then imagine under each session that I have, I can add a heading. I can keep taking notes. Okay, but now tell me this. Let's say you attend classes over a period of 4 months consistently, and you take all the notes. Can you even imagine opening that page and finding that exact information that you want? Is it possible? How long is it going to be? It is, I don't know. I mean, it is perhaps going to be on and on and on and on and on. It is going to go with each subject, the things to do. Excuse me. Yeah. With each subject, things to do, notes on digital upskilling, notes on offer creation, notes on habit formation, everything. Imagine having it in one place. Now it's not possible. Now it's not possible. So now here, this is where I have the option of creating smaller chapters within this document, which become files in themselves. For example, here I am creating the, yeah.
Just 1 minute, guys. Don't try to follow with Niranjan. This recording will be shared. You can watch the recording and do the steps with him. When he's demonstrating, listen. Because this is not going to be very hard in technical terms, but you should understand the concept of where to put a page, where to put a chapter. So listen when he's showing. You can do this later also. There are many Notion tutorials on the technical part.
Like the key thing here is that you're understanding what all can be done, because this took me a lot of time to figure out. If you watch YouTube videos on Notion, I honestly I could not find a video that is beginner friendly. All the notes were for people who are already using it and wanting to get better at it. But on this beginner step-by-step basis for a novice, I couldn't find anywhere on YouTube.
And rather than following all this on Notion, you make a note on Notion, learn how to make bullet points, learn how to add new pages. Make that and do it later, implement it later.
So, see, that is actually how we are taking these notes. We are taking the notes in a sense that forms both. Okay, so now this is my soul book. So here in this, I have different chapters. I have my 2024 goals. Inside these, each of these goals, I have the subheadings. Then I have my goals on my intellectual life.
It's such a different version than mine.
Version than hers. Right, I have my goals on my spiritual life. So now imagine all of these different things are, I can find exactly what I wanted because it's neatly formatted. And let's say all the things that I'm learning from the other books. So from the books that I'm recently reading and that I'm learning, all the meetings that I'm learning. So all of this I'm keeping it in separate. Now imagine without this having to exactly find out that what is it, that lesson from Atomic Habits that I want to try and implement. See, so here's where we are going to use this feature of creating a, okay, press on plus sign, creating a page inside a page. This concept actually took me a lot of time to understand. First, I was figuring it out, but once I learned, it blew my mind away. So now here, I can create a page called Tech Upskill. I can create a page called Tech Upskill, and in this, I can immediately add the notes, Notion, and I can keep adding, and I can take all the notes. Now, how many of you are aware that we also have a class on Canva tomorrow by Sanchari? Yes?
We can do it.
We can do it. Okay. So now you want to take the notes on Canva by Sanchari and then the notes on Notion by Niranjan, and you don't want to confuse them. Okay, which is a reasonable thing to want to have. So now here I can not only create headings for different days. Inside this, I can further create more pages. So now this is a Notion on 21/2. And then I take all the notes. You can enter back. See, now this is in one page. Only after I open this, I'll be able to see all this heading. So I will just shift all of this. Okay, I'm just copying this to show you the application of this. Just copying this and I'm pasting this here. See, now all the notes that I want from this particular date, from the things to do, I have it in this page. Now enter back. You can click another page on Canva on 22nd too. See, create the page right away so that tomorrow's notes you can take in this. Right? So now you can keep adding. You can keep adding any kind of things you want onto this. See, that's exactly what I have done here with my soul book. That's exactly what I have done with my book notes. For each of the books, I have created a different, you can say, a chapter. or a different page. So now this is not just becoming a book, this is becoming a whole library. Comment in MB if your mind is
Show them
blown.
what to do with this library. The first class of life craft. Show them that 1,000.
Yes, yes. So how do you make a header image? Yes. How about others? Did you all understand? Is there a search option on Notion? So we'll answer that in this search option. I am not familiar with the search option as such. If you can find, you can arrange them into different pages, and then within those pages, you'll be able to find what you want. Okay. Yes. So we can create all of that as well. I will show you. I will show you. I want you to first understand these basics, fundamentals. So you can, in fact, everything that you're doing in Excel, you can transfer it to Notion as well.
Search is there. No, I'll tell you.
Search option is there.
Yeah, search option is the first thing you see on your homepage. See here.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Searching for that particular book. You can find like this.
You will find wherever it is there.
I have not used search option.
I need a lot of search because I don't remember where my files are. So I
exactly where my file is. I never found the need to search, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You can, what is it? You can search like this as well. Okay. So now have you understood this concept of pages inside the pages? So this is the way that you can keep taking really copious notes, because you can keep adding. And the best part is you can, like I spoke about the movie Inception. Inside each of those, if you want for you have a portion on tech upskill. Now each of those classes can be a page. Now let's say we are having multiple classes on the same topic. All of them can go under different. Just make sure that you don't make it too complicated to a level you can't understand. I don't prefer to have more than 3 layers. Layer inside a layer inside a layer, not more than that. But then again, it is up to you how you like to think and how you like to take notes out of this. All right. So here project. Yeah. So now here, with all of this, see, what is the advantage of even having, taking notes and organizing every single thing? So for the LifeCraft Masterclass, which we are going to be starting this coming weekend on Saturday, the very first class that I'm going to be taking, I'm going to be doing something that I never would have thought possible some time back. What I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be basically organizing all the information present in all the books on self-help, the key concepts of every single thing, and put them, I'll show you.
It's not loading there.
It's not loading. It's loading. Yeah.
Stop loading and share.
Okay. It's not loading. Just 1 minute. I can't control like this. No? So yeah. So all of them, I'm going to be doing that and neatly organizing them into different categories and different steps. So for a person going on a personal growth journey, the journey begins with self-awareness, and it ends with building the strong networks and finding balance and wellness. So in between all of this, there comes identity shift, there comes the habit formation, there comes the goal setting and every single thing. So because I have everything organized, I could easily arrange it. And I could put it across in a way that I can make a class out of it. I can write a book out of it. I can do anything that I want out of it.
And you get so much clarity. Just see this.
And all of this we have created also using ChatGPT. So we have combined the power of Notion, ChatGPT, and Excel. Imagine, look at the quantity of information. This is just for one of the chapters of one of the topics. just the quantity of information for every single thing. It's huge. This would have otherwise taken a person and probably weeks to compile and everything put together. We could put it in as less as 2 days.
The concept.
It's the concept.
I'm so excited for this class.
The books. So basically, here's what I've done. I've taken all the information that is ever presented in the books on personal growth. I put them into 10 different categories, and I've shown that, hey, whatever book you read, it is going to fall under each of these 10 categories. And the way that you need to read a book is to find out which category in your life is most crucial and missing. And you need to pick a book that exactly talks about this topic. So you no longer you're going to just read random books and be confused as to what to do.
So basically, if you have this one sheet, you will not require any other book
Any
to
other
read in
book.
the next this.
Exactly. Or if you want to read, you know exactly where to go. Yes. Huge, right? Massive, right?
You can import Taskid into Notion also.
So basically, you can do both ways. I use a combination of a lot of things. Like I type in Notion, then I work with AI, use ChatGPT, then that I shift to Taskade. So it's a transfer of different things. Always remember, tech upskill, the reason why we are learning all of these tools is it's a whole landscape that you learn. So it's not like you use one tool for everything. You need to learn to seamlessly combine 2 to 3 different tools. All of them will have similar features, but you learn to pick the best of all those 2 to 3 different tools. And then you sync them in a way that you're able to create the best output. All right. So what is tasking? So
the one where we make mind maps.
Mind maps. Okay, so now let's go back. So how many of you would like a class on Taskade, mind maps, creating these mind maps as well? Mind-blowing mind maps.
We'll be doing a little bit of mind map tomorrow in the PPT class.
So far we have created different we have created notes. We created different pages. We learned so far in each of the pages how to take notes and everything. And now let's say you want to keep a separate file for different. You want to now arrange each aspect of your life in a way neatly so that everything is different. At this point, you have become an expert at Notion. You are using it to now take your notes for classes, but now you want to expand its functionalities to a more personal life as well. You want to perhaps keep a task of things that you want to do. You perhaps want to keep a list of things that you want to, what do you say, not just in terms of social classes, the other books and notes that you want to file categorically. You probably want to categorically put all your work projects in a different place. How do we do that? For you to create more and more different categories, all you need to do is enter the plus sign and then enter the category name. I'm naming this category personal. What is it? Personal. I'm naming this personal. And in this personal, within this personal, I can run the person and I can create a page for weekly, monthly to-dos, monthly planning, monthly planning. And then I can create a different page for to-do list if I want to. So I can enter the to-do list as I can enter the to-do list as a checklist, proper checklist, if that's what I want. See? Now, how did you all notice that there is a file called personal towards left? Are you able to create personal? Yes, or you're able to create personal, comment in P, personal. I want to know if you're all able to process the information as I'm telling it. Like, is the order in which I'm telling making sense to you? Is it right? Yes, that you're able to understand one thing clearly. Superb. Is Notion of yes, the I will show you. We can also create the phone. There is a phone app as well. You can simply search for Notion phone app and you can log in and Notion phone. The same functionalities available on phone. So when I am sitting to take notes, I just need to carry my phone and everything is in that. It will be synced to laptop and phone. So basically, it's not between the device syncing happens when it's connected to Google, right? When it's connected to Google or something to connect it. So that will happen. Okay. So you are created personal. Now I want to create, let's say, another. I want to create another page. So I can name this professional, and in this I can enter. I can create a page for long-term projects, and I can create a different page for professional upskilling. I can create different pages for as many as I want. Or if I want to, I also have the option of adding the heading and then taking the notes under the heading. So you can think of each of this as a separate workspace. Are you able to understand? Think of this as one section in your library. Think of this as another section in your library. So it's this basically is your second brain. You're organizing your thoughts into different categories, into different departments like Sherlock Holmes. And then each of those categories, the moment you want it, you're going back and you're picking your memory out of that. And basically, it's like the real sync should not happen between the devices. The real sync should happen between the tool versus your brain. Both your thoughts and creativity, when combined with these tools, is what is going to create the magic. Your efficiency, thoughts, and creativity, and your discipline. So think of these, all of these are things that to just enhance you, right? Okay. Yes, feeling empowered. Nice. I can see all of your faces happy, especially happy to see Guha. Guha joined in by telling that she's afraid of using YouTube, but now look at you. You're now using Notion like a complete tech champ. Proud of you. Okay, so Avineet, for your case, see, uh, remember what you said for your kids to do soul flow classes and everything. Each of those things now you can organize into a different place, different space. You can create a different section for your kids if you want. You can create a different section for your personal life. You can create a different section for your work and everything. Every kind of note-taking thinking you want, you can create this. And by the way, another thing that I have not touched upon, this note taking here. See, this is how basically I have created this. Like I have my soul book in this now. Inside each of the soul books, I have created different chapters, right? Intellectual life. Then there is a physical, what do you say, health and fitness goals. Oh, by the way, for you to keep adding these cover pages. So how many of you like these icons and these cover images that are coming? We can also add these icons and cover images into it. It is actually very easy to do. You basically have to go to a page like this. Okay, open one page, whatever page that you have so far created. You will see an option called add icon. On the phone, I don't know where this is coming. Let's say I said use laptop as much as possible, but you will see an option called add cover add icon. So this will take you back to your Facebook days when Facebook cover photos, everyone was addicted with that became a rage, right? Cover photo, Facebook cover photos. You can keep adding. This automatically creates its own cover, which you can change, or you can automatically drag, you can change. This is one thing you can do. Or you can simply change the cover and you see. You can change, it provides a lot of default options. You can upload an image from your computer. I'm just uploading I'll just upload an image from our Dexter itself. So I have uploaded that. See, are you all able to upload? You can click on reposition change. Just think of this like setting a Facebook cover image. Save position. You can change. You also have the option of searching for an image. So just go to Unsplash and you can search for any image, stock image from the internet. So I want to write like tech. If I enter tech, see, I already have a tech based cover image ready. So there you go. Can add a tech based cover image. You like this? Let's add an icon into this here as well. I'm adding an icon of yeah, let's add a personal icon of you sitting in front of the laptop. And now you will see that the Soulflow notes are like this on the left. And it's like this here. See? You'll find an icon here. Yes. Have you all been able to set the icon and cover image? So this is the way you can create a neat layout. You can take notes in a way that inspires you. Okay. I wouldn't recommend spending a lot of time on this at the end of the day. And this is the reason I keep emphasizing on this, that I have been in a phase when I first started to learn about personal productivity. You need to understand that I was never like this before. I used to be the worst student in school and in college as well. Like I used to be the kind of person who would sleep in the front bench. That is the kind of student I was. Like on the front bench, I would show up late for the classes, so I wouldn't even get the back bench. Then I would be completely disengaged with the what is going on. So I would naturally sleep about. Right? Teachers also gave up on me. The reason I passed school is because my mom is a very good teacher, and she sat with me and taught me till 12th. Except for social studies, every subject she taught me, and he was my accountability partner. That's the only way I cleared through the school. I passed with like a fair 80%. So, I did pretty decently there. 80% in 12th. So now after that, but then when I became a more independent person, I realized that I was struggling with everything, with all the randomness that is going on in my life. All the randomness, all the responsibilities, especially in architecture college, became super difficult. And later, after I started researching into personal productivity and things so that I can just cope up, I went into a phase where I got addicted to just note taking and neatly formatting. We all go through that phases, right? As we first learn about these tools, we learn about journaling. Our energy is spent into beautifying it, and the very act of planning and making sure everything is perfect rather than actually doing it. I don't want any one of you to fall into that trap. So remember, the core purpose why you're doing this is to not to make it look beautiful, is so that you don't have to, you have a place to neatly organize your thoughts. You don't have to keep it at the back of your mind, or you don't have to run around your house looking for that one book. Okay, beauty is an add-on. Okay, so around it, so not able to move. So for you to move it around, here's what you need to do. You enter an image, you will see an option called reposition. Just enter reposition and then click and drag. Then you have to enter save position. See, save this position. That is the only way you can change. I wanted to hit save this position. All right. So on a fundamental level, these are all the things that you can do, and you will see that automatically you will be able to keep you can create a specific checklist when needed for your personal life. You'll be able to organize you will be able to organize notes, and a lot of the things that you most of the day-to-day functionalities that you want can be met with everything that we learned so far. But I want to ask you, are you ready to take it to the next step? Are you ready to take this to the next step? Are you ready to learn some more advanced applications of Notion right now and ready to explore some more of its potential? If you're ready with me, comment in red E, or if you're tired, you can go back.
What are you teaching them next?
Let's go, let's learn. So far, everything that we have learned is about creating pages, right? Everything that we learned so far is about creating pages. By the way, before I move on to the next topic, I want to show you one more thing as well. Apart from the bullet points, to-do list, tick list, and headings, you also have the option of press on plus. You also have the option of entering a table. So now you can enter a table as well. So now here I can write, let's say on this table, if you want to enter in the table, wow moments, see things to do. I can create tables onto this and I can keep. So now this is on a very, I'm just keep on telling wow moments things to do because it's just the easiest to understand. But you can see that beyond this, there is so much more that you can enter into this. And let's say you're doing a real research onto something, you can think of things like customers, then you can think of what do you say, their pain points. You can think of the specific solutions you have for them. You can think of the files you want to provide for them. You want to think of, all right, anything that you want, you can keep adding on to this. So basically everything that you would do in an Excel in a table format, you can create in a table format here. You can simply press on the plus at the bottom or on the right to keep on adding more cells into this. Okay. Have you all been able to create a table? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Super. So please let me know, how do you take live notes? What points do you keep in mind? Okay, so you're asking me, how do I take notes live in a workshop? Is that the question? Beautiful, beautiful question. You can ask your questions. By the way, anyone who wants to ask questions, I think all of you have the permission to unmute. Yeah, yeah, the settings now allows you to unmute. So any questions you have until this point, feel free to unmute and ask. I will start by answering Debani. So how I take notes live in a class is that in where I'm doing is in the beginning, as I would take notes, I just I used to just randomly write, like type everything, and then like I showed you, format it later into headings, subheadings, and everything later on. But now, after taking so many different notes in a digital format, I now have a template in my mind already that I just intuitively follow. Like if I were to sit in a class, I know that the very first thing is, if I were to sit in a class, every note that I'll be taking it in this book called Masterclass Book Notes. Okay. Every note that I'll be taking in this. Now, inside this, I'll just create, let's say, another class that I'm attending.
And Vani, about the mindset thing, I'll tell you what. Mindset. She's asking about what mindset do you take the tasks with, not the physical of it. I'll
No,
tell you
both,
what we
both,
do.
both I'm asking.
First time
What
we
he's
do
answering is
webinar
right.
live and we just
Right,
make
right.
a very
Like
short note of that. What are the things we need to work on? What are our main takes? For example, right now in this webinar, we will write, say, first section was about impact of importance of Notion in different areas. So there I saw to do, create a task list for me. I will just write this thing. I will not write the meaning or of all of this. We do it the first time. Then, for example, we are learning ads right now. So, with when we go to learn ads, we first time only watch the webinar, understand what are the sections, and write down what are we going to expect. Then, when we watch the recording, we will pause slow after one section is done. We will pause it, we will write about it, we will take our test, then we will run it. So, that is how we are able to do it. These are not like on the go, we are typing so much and all of this.
Actually, the thing is, the one thing that I want you to understand is after we sit for a class, we don't end at that. We always spend some time after a class is reflecting upon what we learned. And then at the time of the class, right after the class, your memory is fresh. So it takes you only 5 to 10 minutes, even for a very long class. We can just quickly go through it and just format it then after that. Just organize the thoughts and everything. Okay, just revise it in a way that this makes sense. And out of that itself, we create to-do list. Okay, here's what we can do out of it. And we don't even stop at that. We see if it can be applied right away and then actually add that to the calendar. See, so it's syncing between, it's a combination of attending a class. Many people stop at just attending a class, they don't take notes. Then there are some people who attend a class and who take notes. We take 2 steps further. We attend a class, we take notes. We immediately prepare the things that we can implement out of it and add that to our calendar or to our journal or wherever we keep accountability of, so that we actually benefit from the workshop.
So like you guys, after the workshop, we close the link. After we close the workshop, you will close your laptop and get up. That is the natural thing we all do. But what me and Niranjan do is, even when we end the webinar, we still keep sitting and we take 15 minutes. You show them the journal, Niranjan, where you write the first, he writes it on online this pattern. Quickly he takes a note of, can you share?
I will.
Quickly we take a note of what could we have done better in this webinar, what was missing, what we do it. We will quickly take a note of this is what we could do. Then next time when we are, and then we'll have our meal and all of it. Then next time
I will show with an example. So like for example, here, when I attended a 3-day master class. So each of the days I created a separate page showing, okay, this is what I learned on day 1, this is what I learned on day 2, this is what I learned on day 3. I created each of those pages. And on each day, as and when I was sitting, I would take the notes. But right after the class, I would also spend some time just thinking through it. But then it doesn't stop at that. I add immediately the key takeaways and action steps that I can implement right away. So everything that I want, it is already there. Now, immediately now, all of this, out of this, the things that I can act upon, big insights, it's already in a to-do list. See, a very detailed to-do list. The rest of this to-do list, I don't keep track here though. This, every time I want to plan my month or my week, I have it at the back of my mind that, okay, these are things that I want to generally do. I would go into this and I would refer and I would create. The same thing I have done for my new year planning as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of pages.
By the way, let me show you. It's not like you have to first time, for example, when you are taking the class with somebody, this is the same MFT, these are my notes. Okay. This is my notes for this. This is how I think I put it out there. So my first part will be, I will first put on all of this, how to put this, how to get there. I will first make it in the colorful form. Then after the workshop, can I show this?
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
So after this, me and Niranjan will sit down. For example, the 9 steps that I showed you. It is not like it came directly from there. It first came on paper. The same 9 steps that I showed you, it came from a discussion and all of this after a very long time. So all this table and all, I first make it on paper only, and then me and Niranjan put it out, discuss with each other ki what to do it, what were your insights, we discuss it and then finalize it on Notion.
And by the way, for you to transfer your book notes to Notion, It doesn't take any time. You don't have to type it all over again. You just can take a photo.
I will share in this. I'll show you all this. For example, this entire sheet I've written, I'm going to show you how I'm going to transfer it into text and at the same voice at the end of
At the end of this. So you can do all of that. When we are brainstorming, we typically talk and then we transfer that voice into key points because we realize that we are work in a better flow when we are talking. So all our 2024 goals, we didn't just stop at creating a vision board. We actually created the things to do and see all the physical health goals, all the mental health goals. And this is a proper 90-day to-do list tracker. All the 90 days proper to-do list. Now out of this, all the things that I have to do, now every time I'm creating a monthly plan or a weekly plan, I just open this document and out of this, I change and I write it on the task to do. Does this make sense? Yes. So is this too much overwhelming or is it easy to follow? See, just basically understand that whatever you're taking, follow it immediately with the to-do list. And then know that the to-do list is there for you to act on it. So you have a place for to-do list and whatever method, Google Calendar, tasks, journaling, thinking in your mind, whatever approach you prefer, know that this to-do list is there and this is what you refer back to when you're creating plans. This is your brain dump basically. Okay. Okay, superb. So any other questions? Yes, Ananya, that's exactly what we do.
So the table with Sanchari had made, which he first showed us, where you did that. This is work in progress. This how you're tracking like a Trello board. How
I will show that. That's what I'm going to move on to next. It's about databases. I'll move on. I'll be moving on to that next. By the way, it's one already. So
I think advanced we keep it for some other class.
Yeah, no?
I think the Trello board tracking and it will take us time to explain fields and all of it.
Exactly,
We
it will
won't be
take us
able to
time.
cover this. But we do have two hacks that we are going to share right now because many of you, I know, the biggest challenge in using Notion is the idea of shifting from writing to typing. And most of us are comfortable with typing on phones, but in laptops, we don't really get into the habit of it. That is at least the challenge for me. How many of you face this challenge? That I'm okay with all of it typing. I have to type all of it. I'm used to writing on maybe on phone, on laptop. I have to
That's a
type.
very legit, very
That I
legit
really
problem.
don't have habit with typing on the laptop. How many of you have this challenge?
Many of you are used to writing on also.
I have this challenge. I'm not able to type a lot on laptop. I don't feel like this is somewhere it's there. So I am a very lazy person and I find the shortcut to do everything that I'm able to do. So what happens is sometimes after me and Niranjan supposedly have this class and we have a discussion, or maybe we are brainstorming and we have a great idea. At that time, I can't start writing. We write it later, but the first step starts with me recording a voice note. Now let me join this meeting from here. I'll show you. So you all have all of this already inbuilt in your phones, so it won't have a problem. A Google keyboard. I don't know how to do it for the Mac though. Okay, no, I'm not able to share. So on your Google keyboard, right onto the extreme right, there is a small audio button. So I simply click on it and say I'm saying, okay, let me say. So I'm super excited to start the LifeCraft program this Saturday because I had a dream and a vision. Me and Niranjan have a dream and vision that we want to empower 25 people to discover their legacies, to become coaches, creators, entrepreneurs. So we want to start this journey on Saturday. It will be divided into 3 phases. First phase, we will help people discover their dharma, what is it they are meant to be, the ritual resetting, everything to make the person who is going to do this. The second is going to build their confidence, build their brand. We are going to go on deep aspects like how to design your color palette, how to design your tone, branding, language, how to take these classes, how to present yourself confidently. And in the third phase, I am going to teach them how to go for the sales by finding authentic sales, creating value. So this program is a 3-month program and it is only for special people. And I'm ready to interview people to get into this. Okay.
So
So I
now,
have typed, I'll show you the screen. Can you share the screen? So I have typed my idea into this. Go to WhatsApp. Can you go to WhatsApp?
we'll have to open WhatsApp.
Okay, I will share. So now all of this I have as a voice note I'll show you, put onto WhatsApp. Okay, this. Can you stop sharing once? Yeah, this. Okay.
Everything that she said has automatically come.
Okay, I have converted this and this is through when you type on the keyboard. On the laptop, it's not visible. On the phone, I will show you. I copy all of this. Then I go to my Notion.
Welcome to Social Solution.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. New page, say supposedly like
Idea. Sorry.
where did it go?
Yes, you just end up as tap out.
Okay. I will copy paste this. Now this does not make a lot of sense to me. What is this? This is I can't read it. So I will use it.
Is there a way we can directly translate this to different sentences and fill in points? I think
It's done.
it's done now.
Okay. Now it's formatted it also here.
Mhm.
Now with the same thing, I can ask it to make shorter.
Not using substitution.
And that's it.
Right. So can we enter a prompt and tell like convert?
Yeah,
it
you
into
can
a
do
prompt?
that. I'm just showing you the possibility of this. See, now this entire idea which I spoke to it, it has given to me in the form of a paragraph and I can copy this.
Oh, by the way, you can translate a Notion. You can change this to a to-do list if you want. See immediately. You can just change the format and make it a to-do list, and there you go. So everything is there. It comes. So you become
Now-
one cyborg,
Yeah,
cybernetic
so
being.
all of this you can change tone, summarize, translate, find action items is something I really like.
Mm,
If you convert this, it will automatically give you a to-do list.
automatically find action items.
Mind blown? How many? That is the
Clear.
scope. So just all of you keep asking, how do we have time to read books? How do we have time? How much do it? It's because the thinking part is the only thing we do with a lot of this. For example, all of the other part, how to generate webinars, how to do it, they do it. We think of the content, more strategy. So this is the journey we are also going to do in Lifecraft and Millennia Family. So all of you got the Najiba, the one she showed. So all you Millennia Family ones, I'm going to explain to you how you will be using yours once. I have made a dashboard for you. With me, Sanchari, you know everything has to be a little more creative and more colorful. So I will be sharing this with you. We'll be teaching you how to do it where, you know, this color selection, for example, what are the colors you are going to fill?
Tomorrow we will learn how we can create these tables. And
How
everything
you
else,
will
okay?
do brand research.
All these Kanban boards, you learn how to create all of
Then
these.
all of these are also templates that you can get in. So you can start with when you go on to work for Najiba, for example, you want to learn more. Go to getting started here and you can start these.
Bottom with the bottom left is templates.
Yeah. See here, there is an option for templates. So you can go to a lot of template boards and you can find many templates to work with, to-do list, projects and all. This is now for you. So this project, for example.
So we'll learn about this in detail tomorrow. About the databases, templates, everything we will cover in depth. More.
Okay. So how many of you loved this session today? Tell me. Kitna understood? From 1 to 10, how much did you understand this?
So far as we have covered, not the whole application of Notion, everything that we have spoken about. I want you to answer this question. Do you see yourself using this tool? Can you picture yourself using this? Is this becoming a part of your vision?
First you try, then only you will know. No, how will you guys do?
Any area where you are facing challenges, you can ask.
Right? So let's do a quick revision. So I told you the first kind of trend is the mentalist who makes in mentalist. Some of you might have been in this journey right now. Some of you were on this journal stage when you would make notes, write it on paper, and then never open it again. But all of you from today are tractivists who are going to track their journey, who are going to go there. And now get ready for tomorrow's webinar, okay, where we are going to work on this. Create PPT.
Do this more advanced motion as well.
Okay, superb. So Najeeba will probably do this in the live draft program. I'll tell you on Sunday how to transfer images. You need to have ChatGPT 4 for that. You simply take a picture and ask it translate this image.
So yeah, that comes with DALL-E and GPT-4C. Now for you to create more pages, here's what you have to do. You have the option. So when you're thinking about this, always remember that there is an option of adding a page to the left. So think of this like one section or one book. You also have the option of adding. So like this here, I simply press on plus and I can simply enter this. I can simply create a new page. Okay. So this is new. All right. And I have that option. Or within each of these pages, I have the option of creating more and more new pages. So let me open the file that we're working on. Within each of these pages, if I want to create more and more pages, I just need to simply enter a plus sign and enter a page. That's it. So this is the main concept. This is the key concept that I want you to understand. New page, inside page. And if I want to, I can create another page also. New page, layer 3. And then I can add another page into this. New page, layer 4 and so on and on and on. Okay. Or if you want in each of those layers, so think of these as small folders, subfolders. Inside each of these, you can simply also choose to add another page to, and this will be presented as a proper listing. This will be presented. And that is how you can keep adding pages. Okay. Pages and formatting. That's what we uncovered so far.
My one recommendation is go to a cafe, order yourself a cup of coffee and just explore Notion. Just click on different menu. What is the worst you can do? First times you are using it, you will see everyone is coming with a prompt, add this, add doing it. So explore everything first. Try everything, how to add in letters, how to do it, add everything, go crazy with it. You'll automatically get into this. Okay, it's not rocket science. It's supposed to be a what do you say, substitute for rocket science so that you never get confused again. So I am dropping the link to filling the form for this. Those who want to take another, who want to, probably want to do this journey further, want to go on a deeper journey, want to work with a more tech upgrade and all. I am sharing the link with you guys again. We are having just one seat, I think, left for this. See, this board works because then anytime I can just see directly. So this board has its own use. My offline Kanban band is helps me a lot with ideas.
It's easier than opening a Notion board.
Yeah, I can't think in terms of Notion. I use it for efficiency, but I'm still a very creative thinker.
So you can fill this form and we'll reach out to you if you are keen on becoming a part.
Okay. So tomorrow also we will do something like this itself, not as good as Niranjan taught today though. This was just mind blowing, but this is going to be more about how to create better slides First, I will tell you the easy method on using AI automation to make your slides. Then we'll go on the do-it-yourself method to do this. And finally, we'll be working on the pro method. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Sure. So take care, everyone. All the best. Transfer. What are going to be the things? So next class, when you come, I want to see your transfer notes. Notes transfer to notes.
Yeah, please share in the group all your insights, what you learned. If you really like the class, tell us so that like this is the first time we are doing it. So if you tell us what you liked or not, we can take the next classes as well. Like for example, some of you
I would not let you
question.
complete. I would first want to give my feedback. I just loved phenomenal class and the way you simplified the such a tech. I'm also not a very tech person, but the way you simplified this and especially the way you showed us various applications of this. I knew Notion, but I never knew that you could use it this way also, this way also, this way also. I'm really, however, I won't bluff. I I understood the application, but now I don't know how much I will be able to apply. I need some more time to soak in the information because it's little technical. But yes, I just loved it, loved it, loved it. Lovely class, lovely.
So much.
So don't worry, for this Millennia family on Friday, we have a special advanced session because now these defined all the ones that we have for you, how to fill them, how to access them. So on Friday's doubt session for the Millennia family, Niranjan will take you to the advanced stage of this. That how to convert this into how to fill those in progress, how to implement, that's when we'll do it.
I'll tell you the place where you can start from. Thank you so much, Devani. The reason I've been able to do this because I absolutely sucked at this. I struggled for hours to just understand the simple concepts, and I'm generally not a tech person. I just I just tried really hard to learn that sense. Another thing is here, one place you can start with is whenever whatever you would typically write in a book, start by taking those notes digitally. That's the way you can know. Don't look for that auspicious moment where all the stars align and you finally start doing it. But next time itself, just start. Next time, anything you want to do, just start with this. Yeah. And organizing, you will get better at it because I know that my notes can still be better organized, better formatted, but I will figure that out on the go.
You'll figure out what is working or not. For example, starting with that, only when I started with that, now I have the capacity to think in terms of like this. So for example, today this Notion board happened. So I can start with set up Notion board in progress.
We can create all of those. So these are all the advanced functions we learn.
See, I'm able to see this. What is my criteria going on? How is this? So all of this takes time. You're not going to immediately shift from it, and don't try also. If from today you say I'm going to stop book and doing it, 3 days you'll do this. You'll stop doing this also. You'll stop your old method also. So take baby steps with this.
Correct.
Work on small areas how to figure out. Migrate one by one step.
I'll tell you one balance that I have found is that I realize whenever I have to write creatively, whenever I have to do creatively or introspective writing, books and writing in hand always works because the connection between the hand and this writing is of a different level. But every time I want to take notes that are more intellectual or technical driven or something, which I have thought about and I am for later reference or learning, then I prefer to take it digitally. So that's always the way you do. Like a lot of those mornings after my morning meditation, I have these revelations and these big insights, which I prefer to write in a physical book. But the more ones, that I technically write here. All right. So that's it then. Any questions? All right.
Hi, Niranjan Sanjari.
Dr. Smita, yes.
It is amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank
by
you so
the
much. But you gave me only 6 out of 10. So that means it's C grade.
No, that's not for you. That is for my learning. the way what I
Come in, even though you're not doing very well, but so nice of you to join in. Join
yeah,
in tomorrow
that's
also.
It's okay.
and again, how long have you started learning and using it?
Sorry, how
How
long?
long have you started learning and using Notion? I just wanted to know like how much time for me to take to reach your
Months.
place.
He used starting in August. He started learning it. It is only around November you started fully utilizing
using
it
it,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
started doing Soul Book then.
Huh.
And I have been now only doing it for since this year, January,
Since-
February only I have migrated.
Since Soulbook only, I properly migrated into this. Like, it's been
We
like
first heard of swastik in from Notion in swastik's class only. We for Millennial Family, he also has a different Notion. That's where we heard about it first.
First, it seemed all seemed like rocket science. Then, few times I used it, just made sense. The
And
thing is,
AI
we should
has
not
come
listen.
recently only, so new only we have also learned it. And he's a very technologically challenged person. So I'm genuinely saying it. If he figures out and he says this is easy, it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually served to my advantage because I'm able to exactly tell you baby things that a person actually good at wouldn't even think about telling. So
Yeah, actually,
actually I started to understand checklist heading. Like I did not understand what is this heading, what is this text.
Great, great. And this is my exact problem that I'm struggling with. I need to take notes, but all the notes are spread across, and I couldn't, take it back and use it where is where and how to integrate and all this stuff. So super. So for your class, I'll give you 100 out of 100, and this is my learning. I put it as 6. Okay. So don't take it wrong. Thank you very much. Thank you
Come
for
with your notes.
inviting.
Come with your
Pardon?
notes. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So should help. I'll never go back to reading exactly. Reading notes we don't do. We typically don't do reading notes unless you have a system where you're properly tracking or implementing. Like if I stopped reading books as often because I realized that a lot of those things, unless I'm actually doing something about it, it's actually meaningless. So right now I'm very selective about the books I read, and currently the book I'm reading will be on something that I'll be acting upon right now, my immediate need. Otherwise, I don't read. Typically, it's like, or you can just read,
37 books yesterday. But all of them are murder mysteries. None of them are this. Those are those murder mysteries. I read useless books.
Or it can be just, you're just reading for inspiration or for spiritual upliftment. Then it's a different matter altogether. Like there are lots of books that I have which necessarily does not have to lead to a to-do list. You read because you enjoy it and it just gives you much more joy out of living. So that's also that.
And one more thing, I was showing the text to this. Another feature of this is now this works if you have a good handwriting, if you have, organized your notes better. You just take a picture of this and you say, can you put it in the form of a checklist?
Yeah, ChatGPT for this comes only with the paid ChatGPT.
Yeah, it comes with the paid ChatGPT, and it also determines if you have written comprehensive notes, if you have done it. So even if you take good handwritten notes, it can translate
that into this. So, what do you think?
I just
for
love Sanchari's notes. I just feel like kidnapping her and her book, hijacking. I mean, like taking that book away and like just keep watching it. So cute her notes are.
I
If
agree.
you take it away, I will die. What are you saying?
This one, look at this.
Yeah, this is
Like show the money part. She was looking at
Don't make fun.
Yeah, look at this.
Don't make fun.
This is when you're sitting on financial vision and goals. She literally made those paper notes and stuck it on this. So that is sorry for you.
That is how I concentrate. But trust me, all these ideas for visualizing ideas and all, I need all of this to doing it. Tomorrow I'll show you when I make slides.